Hello, everybody. This is Sri from BizBuzz. What matters the most in your business? Sponsored by My Workbelt. My Workbelt is a all-in-one software, particularly business management software, helping small businesses to optimize their business process. If you don't have, check it out, myworkbelt.com. And today we have guest Craig Andrews. Craig Andrews is a principal ally at alliesforme.com, and they are the masters in marketing and supporting businesses that are on a high trust, high ticket product or services. Craig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderfully, Sri. Good to see you as always.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate your time on the show and sharing your knowledge with the rest of the business community. So we were talking about a few minutes ago. Now, how do you take? No, let me step back for a second. We all know short holidays comes up, whether it is Labor Day or it is a Independence Day or Thanksgiving or Christmas. But Christmas is a long day. Everybody take a break and goes away and comes back. Some they do use some activities, but short-term breaks, is there an opportunity to do something to build the relationship with your prospects or customers?
Yeah. Yeah, and we were talking in the green room, and I have to admit this is not something I've thought about. I do it in one way. I'll tell you how I do it historically is, and we've talked about this before.
Mhm.
We when we shut down for whether it's 4th of July or Christmas or what have you, we do a hard shutdown and we change our out of office emails not to something that's just kind of bland of, hey, we're out of the office, but we try to send a message in our out of office email that communicates our values, which
Yes.
is, why you should work with us rather than someone else. Now, notice I said values, not how we
Mhm.
do things.
Yes.
Um, but you were raising some ideas that really made me think about. You said that you make 200 calls before Thanksgiving.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so
So,
tell me a little bit more about that.
well, that's a great. Thank you. Thank you. Well, see, the Thanksgiving is something uh, everybody takes a break and they go, right?
Hmm.
Um, Most of the times I notice many companies that I've noticed, they either send a email blast to whatever 1,000 contacts they have or 10,000 contacts they have, or they even make a social media posts. And but that space is really crowded. If you look at day before Thanksgiving or 2 days before Thanksgiving, this news feed in social media is nothing but simply Thanksgiving posts. When that is so much overwhelming, same content coming in, nobody pays attention.
Right, right.
And what I thought was personal contact is much more powerful than that.
Yeah.
Uh, One of the ideas that I've used for several years, and I continue using, few days or a month before or 15 days before Independence Day, I mail pocket constitution to
Huh.
a group of people that are very short group of people, probably 100 or 200 people. Obviously, you wanted to, if you wanted to do mass mailing a pocket constitution, that's a pretty big challenge. But if you take a small group of people that are your top 100 contacts, it's easy to handle that project.
Yes.
And it's quite economical. Now, what it does is it creates a very strong impression about you in opposed to going into a heavily crowded uh, market that nobody cares.
And I really like your idea of pocket constitutions. It's the challenge that I think you have to navigate in doing this is if somebody's taking off for Thanksgiving, they there are only certain ways that they want to hear from you. They're trying to unplug themselves. or like 4th of July to have a pocket Constitution show up in the mail. That's surprising, it's delightful, it's enchanting.
Yes. And it changes the mood. It changes the perspective about you.
Yes.
And several of my business contacts actually personally thanked me for sending it. And what they told me is, hey, I gave your contact information to my team and told them if anybody, anytime you have an opportunity to do business with, you need to call Sri for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
why? I asked him, why did you do that? It's nothing great about it. And you get hundreds of emails, hundreds of mails every day. And the person was said, no, the value that you are bringing along with your message is what makes it different. Right.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking about another idea here is one of them is 2 days before Thanksgiving. We all know 1 day before or 2 days before, everybody want to go out on vacations or going out to meet with the families and all that. Nobody wants to do business. But if you pick up a phone call and take the whole 100 people that you wanted to stay in touch with or connect with, you make those 100 phone calls. Over the course of 1 week, you do 10, 15 phone calls a day and leave them voicemails if you don't talk to them, or you talk to them. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. I wish you a joyful time with your family and friends. And this is Sri. If you got a chance, call me back. And that personal message makes a monumental difference in their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think something else that's somewhat akin to that is wide open space. Nobody does this.
There you
Is
go.
is a um, get a box of cards,
Mm-hmm.
greeting cards, and you can even I'll make up cards. I'll get an image, and I'll have some cards built that will have my branding on them, but that not prominently, but visibly, but it will have like a nice picture or something like that, and then send them a handwritten note. Nobody sends handwritten notes these days, and so when you do, it really makes you stand out.
It does makes it stand out. Right.
And so doing that something around Thanksgiving, hoping that they had a good time, with their family. That's actually, as we're talking about, I mean, I used to send out Christmas cards. I haven't in recent years, but I used to send out Christmas cards. And, there's something to be said for sending out Thanksgiving cards because in the month of December, people are locking down their plans for the next year, their
Yes,
financial plans.
that is correct. And if you do something for a Thanksgiving, then you are a little bit ahead of the game. You are
Yeah.
on top of their mind while they are making the plans for the next year, or at least you have opportunity to talk to them if they say, hey, let's catch up after the holiday and come back and first week of December or so. Now you already have an opportunity to have a dialogue with them,
Yeah.
right? So that's one thing. I mean, another part that I'm doing this as a best practice for myself. I printed um, I printed the Bill of Rights on
Uh-huh.
one side of the flyer, which is a trifold flyer. I printed the Bill of Rights in one side, and obviously the back side is my branding, who I am, and my contact information, and all that. Right now, this is so easy. If you can take a trifold flyer, stick it into your number 10 envelope, and you can write from address to address, or you can put a label of the from address and you can handwrite the to address, and then stick a stamp and put it in the mail. 1, 2, yeah, you can do it. But when you are talking about 100, it requires a little bit of time. Now, when you say handwritten, it not necessarily you personally have to write it in hand. You can hire a high school student or your niece or nephew and have them, hey, come write these addresses for me. But the key is you have to organize those addresses and give it to the person who do it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people that I've spoken to could not do it. The challenge is that they are not taking time to list these people together and delegate it to somebody.
Yeah.
Now, second part is you may be sending only 100 cards, but you cannot print 100 flyers. You can do if you go to Vistaprint or some other spaces. But if you wanted to optimize your work, you print them for 1,000 pieces and leave it there. It's not that complicated. It's not that expensive, but you store them and use 100 a year. Yeah, it lasts for 10 years. If you don't use it, don't use it. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of, if you want to print something, there's a lot of cheap printing options
Yes.
that are available. And um, the there was one I used to use, and I'll mention their name because I'm not recommending them. I'm actually recommending against them. But there was a place called Overnight Prints
Yeah.
that had a really, really nice website. Their customer service fell apart a few years ago, and it forced me to find a local printer that
Mm-hmm.
could fulfill things. And I found out that my local printer would do things for about the same price as I was getting through Overnight Prints. Uh,
Yeah.
they're people probably are thinking of some major brands that, oh yeah, we'll print your stuff. Those tend to be expensive. If you find a local print shop, they will do surprisingly low volume at a surprisingly good price.
And not only that, actually, they will give you a consultancy on what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong on your project for free,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's monumental difference it can make, even one small message mistake that you're doing.
right.
You are doing this to create a long lasting impression positively. But if you have a spelling wrong or you have a grammar wrong, grammatical mistakes, all these things, I mean, those who are born and raised and having command on English is fine. But many of the small businesses, if they are immigrating from a different parts of the world, and if they are trying to do the same projects, and they naturally have some sort of a spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes or something like that, right?
It's funny that you mentioned that years ago when one of my customers was BenQ. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't know BenQ. They probably know ASUS.
yeah,
ASUS and BenQ were the same company and they split.
I see.
BenQ sent me a Christmas card and it was the year of the sheep.
Ah,
And for those that don't know, in the Chinese calendar, they have,
the
different animals for
animal
different.
for each year.
And that was a card that would have benefited. They should have shown that to at least one American before they shipped it out. Because well, let's just put it this way. When I showed my colleagues at work this card, they looked at me and they said, "So are you the sheep?" And it was they um and to make matters worse, Ben Q stood for bringing enjoyment and quality, and they'd put on the card, enjoyment matters. And it was a very suggestive card. I don't think they intended to do that, but it reinforces your point
Yes,
that you should have another set of eyes look at it. It's a shame they didn't have one American look at that card and say, never, ever, ever send this to Americans. It's going to be read wrong.
exactly. Exactly. So the local printers will help you do that,
Yes, yes,
right? If you take an online printers or any other service that they don't offer those reviews, they simply print whatever you upload and then ship you the cards. And if
yeah,
you realize that, oh, shoot, this is what happened, right?
yeah,
So this proofreading is extremely valuable when you go with a local. And two is second part is that when you go with the local printers, you are actually contributing to the local economy. And
yes,
however small it may be $100 or $1,000, however small it is, but you are encouraging the local printers and contributing to the local economy.
yeah.
Now, when you are a small business, how much appreciation you would get somebody coming to take a product or service from you purely because you are a local business.
Right. Yeah, and those local businesses, if you're repeat business with them and you're
Correct.
building a relationship, when you get in a bind, they'll help you dig out of a bind. You
Indeed.
may call it last minute and say, I screwed up, I need help. And because you have a relationship, they're going to help you a lot more than
That
some
is
random print shop somewhere around, halfway around the world.
that is correct. That is correct. No, that's extremely valuable. So what we are trying to share here is, Craig, thank you very much for your time here. So think about creatively. It doesn't need to be $1 million projects to keep the impression, a positive impression to your prospects or contacts. And think about creatively, sometimes the smaller acts takes you a long way.
Yeah.
And we are sharing many ideas here through this short video. But those who are listening, those who are taking takeaways from this podcast, use these techniques. It doesn't take a long time, but it does require you to organize your data. Who is your top 100 contacts? Who is your top 100 customers? Or who is your top 100 prospects? And if you are using software tools, something like My Workbelt or any other tools, they will give you that data. Those tools will already have the data available, so you don't have to do a whole lot of work. So use
Right.
these techniques, help grow your organization, help grow your business, and stay strong and continue your offering to the market. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe to our channel and like our video and share our video with your fellow small business owners. Until next episode, wishing you all the best. Thank you very much, Craig, for joining on the show.
Thank you, Sri.